great plays and some maddening plays down the stretch. What's your takeaway just on how you guys played tonight? And then obviously it was the last game of the season.
Yeah, first thing I want to say, it's still Sahvir. You said it wrong. My name
I
hasn't changed.
apologize. Sorry about that.
Last week to this week, it hasn't changed. So, but it was a disappointing effort. They made a few more plays down the stretch. We didn't finish some plays, but we fought back. We got down 10-12 early in the season. I think we kind of would have collapsed in, but this time, we came back around. We knew we were capable of making a run against the team because the same kind of situation happened. But this time around, they made a few extra plays than we did, and we missed some chippies, we missed some bunnies. But proud of our effort that we fought back. It's just unfortunate that we lost.
Hey man, I know a lot of people are going to look at the last 4.7 seconds. Y'all didn't get the last shot, but I want to ask you about, Missouri got that 3-pointer right before the first half. Just how big of a kind of a turning point was them? As it kind of gave them, I guess, some momentum going to the locker room.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good shot. It was a big shot for them. But we still had the lead, and I think we came out the half and we scored on our first possession to kind of get that right back. So, it was a big possession. It probably gave them some confidence, momentum, but I feel like we responded well right after halftime.
Let's go to Griffin and then Ryan. All right, Ryan, go ahead.
Steve, did you want me to ask? Did you say Mike Griffith or did you say Griffin?
I'm sorry, it's Griffin.
Oh, someone named Griffin. Okay, I don't know who Griffin is.
All right, let's go to Mike and then Augusta.
I got to get my name right too, Sahvir. Obviously, the charge. You hit the floater in the lane, the 9-0 run. Can you just talk about that run and how you got that going, what that meant to you to make that charge in the final 5 minutes?
We know we didn't want to go out, with a deficit like that when we had been playing pretty well defensively, leading up to that point when they made their run. At this game, at this level, basketball is a game of runs. The great teams are gonna make run, and we had to counterpunch. And so that was the biggest thing, was just getting one stop at a time and going down and making shots, shooting shots that were makeable shots, and the shots that we got off each other's momentum, like we're sharing the ball, one more's, playing for each other. That's how we got that spurt going and cut the lead.
Hey, Sahvir, just kind of broadly, what do you think the fight and the momentum that y'all showed at the end of the game kind of says about this team and the season as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, I think that kind of sums up the season as far as you just looking at that run, just how up and down it is within pandemic. This is a first-time experience for everybody, especially playing through a pandemic like COVID-19. But it showed the heart that we have, the heart and fight that we have as a team. Not to quit, not to fight down, bow down to anyone. But like I said before, I'm not a real big moral victory kind of guy. I want to win, and a win's a win, and a loss is a loss. But so I'm a little upset that we lost. I feel like this is a game that we could have won.
Thank you.
Let's go to Ryan and then Mark.
Hey, Sahvir, just off the top of your head, with the season being over, what are kind of your thoughts on how the season went? I know you guys finished higher in the SEC standings than you guys were projected at the beginning of the season. So just kind of what your final thoughts were.
Yeah. I think we were projected second to last. We finished higher than that. I mean, every year has been progress, especially since Coach Crean's been here. First year, 2-3 wins last year, 5-6 wins this year. Now we're 7 wins and we're above 500 to end the season. So there's definitely progress. The players have all gotten better here under Coach Crean, and for us, we're just looking to take this and grow from it. We with this group of guys together, we have a good chemistry, and we wish we could keep playing. And hopefully praying that it's not over just yet. But I really enjoy playing with these guys, and man, I wouldn't have it any other way.
You guys shot a good percentage from 3-point line today, but you had still lost. I know. Was that a sneeze or a cough? Bless you, I guess. It was to shoot that well behind the 3 line, be efficient that way, and still fall short. I guess usually that's something you guys shoot for. How disappointing is that?
These are good teams. This is SEC, one of the best conferences in college basketball. You can play your best basketball and still lose the game. So, we shot the ball pretty well from the 3-point line, but I don't think we got to the free throw line as much as we wanted to. And at the end, they kind of got some loose ball, kind of like, did they really even mean to score right there? Like I remember one possession where Kobe Brown's trying to make a post feed and he tips the ball, like Toumani tips the ball and it goes into the rim. It's like that's not designed. And they had a couple possessions like that. So it's hard to go through that when they're making a run, but it is what it is.
Let's take one last question from Sahvir from Jed.
Hey, Sahvir. Y'all played really close with a good team tonight. You've done that a lot down the stretch. As far as the big picture goes, as you look forward to this off season, into next season, just what does the end of this season? I guess what do you think that means for what this program is going to look like? Next year heading into the season and into SEC play.
So you're referring about the next SEC season, like next year?
Yeah, next year. Yeah, once the next season gets going.
Yeah. Hopefully a lot of guys come back better. We know what we all need to get better at. And we're going to stay hungry. And coach is just talking about that hungry in the locker room just now, just staying hungry, stay wanting to get better. And next year we're looking to be, that top 6, top 5 range. I know to some people that might sound crazy, but we've been a few games right there where, a couple possessions here, a couple stops there to end that run. We'll be right in these games. And next year, I know I'm gonna take it a little bit more personal for the SEC. That's my personal goal is to finish top 5. And I know we can make that happen with these guys here and with these guys coming in. Like I believe, and coaches, their game plan not only for the game by game, but for the program. We're changing the culture here one day at a time, and we definitely have all the players and pieces to do it. And we're just looking to add to get on the train and change this program to a winning basketball culture.
Sahvir, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to questions for Toumani. Let's start with Palmer and then Dasher.
Yeah, Toumani, obviously a tough loss tonight. Just your overall reflections on the way this season went and the improvement that this program has made in your time.
The end of the season is definitely a little bit disappointing. I feel like we could have surprised a lot of people during this tournament and make a run on some. This tournament, some possession that we didn't finish, or like Sahvir says, just some little mistakes in defense and offense that usually we don't make or like we should make and stuff like that. Yeah.
Hey, Toumani, I was asking Sahvir about the, Missouri gets that 3-pointer right there, right before half. Just how key was that as far as giving them momentum going into the locker room?
It's like he says, like SEC is a great conference. Both teams are great. We just need to be more locked in and make sure we finish plays and finish halves and be locked in all the way to the last second. That's how it plays every time for those teams. And make sure, even if we get a big 3, make sure we don't get it back and just focus on details and finish plays, definitely.
Let's go to Jacob and then Davis. Jacob, are you there? All right, Davis, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry, I'm good. You can skip me.
Okay, go ahead, Davis.
Toumani, obviously Missouri's a very physical team. Just what changed in the second half with the rebounding? You guys were up in the rebounding category at the end of the first half, and it changed pretty drastically by the end of the game.
I think we just had to stay locked in, and I think we did a good job at it, like you said, in the first half, and we just had to stay focused on that. And they were physical, like they said. I think they're trying to step it up second half. They have bigger guys than us, but I feel like we still could have done a better job at that. Maybe get more people involved, maybe even myself, and just stay focused on that. And like I said, be focused on every details at all point of the game. So
let's go to Chip and then Augusta.
Yeah, just the future, Toumani. How do you feel about this team? You definitely coming back next year, and do you feel like you guys got a chance to kind of launch next season?
this team is growing. Like Sahvir said, this since Coach Crean been here, every year it's been getting better. So this team is growing and looking good. So the future, I don't know what it's gonna look like, but hopefully, and it should look good definitely.
Hey, Toumani, just kind of going back on that. Sahvir mentioned there was a locker room message from Coach about being hungry, staying hungry. And I want to know, what did you take away personally from that? And what are your personal goals?
It's like you say every time, the most desperate team gonna win the game. The team who want to win this game the most gonna most likely come back with end up with victory. So I just feel like in the second half we were like really hungry, trying to focus on every detail and going after every ball, loose ball. I feel like second half we still did a good job at that, but they maybe stepping up a little higher than us, or I don't know, maybe just like small plays, maybe 50-50 balls, or like we lost the rebound in the second half. I think we could have done a better job at that. So it's still about being the most desperate team. And, yeah.
Let's go to Jed and then Mark.
Hey, Toumani, I kind of asked Sahvir this as well, but when you're more competitive down the stretch of this season against some of the better teams in the conference, just what does that do for you guys going into next season as far as the confidence and knowing going into the season that you can go toe to toe with the best teams in this league?
We getting better after every game, so I think definitely next year is gonna be like a big improvement. Or like Sahvir said, the top 5 is definitely a goal, probably. I mean, definitely a goal, I would say. And just looking forward to it. Now we need to move on, go on to the next step, and see what's happening.
Toumani, I think Tillman had 10 and 6, something like that. How much of how difficult has it been for you, given your size, to be the guy that's responsible for those matchups down low, for the undersized team?
He's a strong dude, but I believe Andrew was doing a great job on him, and PJ was doing an awesome job on him too. I was more guarding Brown and Smith, I believe, and so I had to help them a lot. But the small position I had to guard him, he's just a strong person that we don't really have a tall guy strong like him. But Drew did a great job on him. I think containing him. He only had 10 points and 6 rebounds, so I feel like we did a great job on him.
Toumani, thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you. Oh, he skipped my dude right here. Skip him.
Okay.
Coach, our first two questions will come from Mike Griffith and then Ryan.
Am I looking at the camera?
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Coach. I mean, Wheeler and Camara both get double doubles. You shoot close to 50%. You hold Tillman in check. I mean, if I would have told you all those things, would you felt pretty good about a win tonight?
Oh, absolutely. No question about it. And it's crazy. Both teams were 26, I think, of 60. I think that's what it was. This game came down to possessions. It really came down to 4 more free throws. I mean, you could 4 more free throws for them, or 2 more second chance points for them, 1 more 3 for us. But this thing was so close, and it was the free throw shooting, and we missed some opportunities. And but I'm proud of their effort. Yeah, I hate when you can look and know that the free throw difference made a difference in the sense of the ones that we missed, because we shoot. I mean, we went to our walkthrough today. We shot layups and jump shots for about 9 minutes. We shot free throws for about 25 minutes. I mean, that's just, we shoot them all the time, and unfortunately at times they just don't go for us. But our guys battled extremely hard. They never flinched when we got down. It was a highly contested game. The lane was hard to come by. It was hard to get things in that lane, but our guys kept working to figure it out. And we had an opportunity at the end to tie it, and we just didn't get it.
Hey, Coach, I know it's unfortunate to lose the season in that fashion, but you guys did exceed expectations in terms of what you were projected to finish in the conference. Just kind of what are your final thoughts on what you guys were able to accomplish this season? I'm
so sorry that I'm really not there yet, but I'm just not. And I don't mean to be that way, but it's very hard to go from this game to reflect. Plus, we've told the NCAA we will definitely opt in to playing in the NIT. And so we'll work very hard at that and hope that we have that opportunity. I think we've earned it. If you're taking power conference schools that have done good things in their conference outside of the NCAA tournament teams that will have go, we would love to continue to be in that. So I didn't say goodbye to my team in the locker room, and I'm certainly not going to reflect on the season just yet because my mind is not in either one of those places. So I apologize.
Let's go to Anthony and then Chip.
Hey, Coach, I guess for the lack of a better word, how can you, I guess, politic to get into the NIT? What things can you personally do?
Well, I hope politics aren't the issue.
Mm-hmm.
I hope they. I mean, I think letting people know we want to be there, and we'll be excited to be there. We'll show up. There's no question about that. Postseason is postseason. But I think we just have to continue to make sure people know that we want to come, and I don't want to say it's an outside chance at 14 wins, but if we're going to take power conference schools and everything that was, all the automatic bids are out of it this year and things of that nature, I would really hope that we deserve it, because I think we'll have plenty of teams in the NCAA tournament. And I think the fact that we've beaten teams that are going to be in that NCAA tournament, that I think that would hopefully serve us well.
Coach, 2 questions on Sahvir Wheeler. Obviously, if PJ knocks down that 3 at the buzzer, that's 14 assists and 14 points for that young man tonight. And it's pretty incredible as the smallest guy on the floor. I know you've seen it all year long and everything runs through him, but there's that. And I did want to throw in the question of, I think he sat for about 5 minutes in the first half, and your offense really stalled while he was over there. I know you were trying to get him some rest, so I was surprised he didn't come back after the media timeout. But anyway.
Well, you're not wrong. I mean, I'm playing risk reward on that because I don't want to play him 38 to 40 minutes. I just think that's so hard in a close game, and I want to try to get him through that TV. So we tried to extend it just a little bit, and you're not wrong. But whether it's a 40-minute game, and you got to know your players, they all think they can play 40 minutes, but can they play 40 as effective as they need to be? And usually the answer is no. So I wanted him to be as effective as he could possibly be, because you could tell, and the way the game was going, that this was going to be a grinder because of the way both teams run. Well, both teams got back in transition as well. So that's all that really was. But we love having Sahvir on the floor. I mean, obviously, but we're asking him to do a lot, and he's got to be able to get a couple of blows. I go home at night when I don't get him any rest, and I really wish that I did. So none of the kids think they need the rest. It's the coaching decisions that you have to make, knowing that it's going to be a long game, like I said. So he's done a fantastic job. He's getting better. His improvement from 1 year's time here to where he's at right now this year, amazing, absolutely amazing. And he has not wasted many days, whether it was during the pandemic back home in Houston or with us. There is no doubt about that. And he's got a real future.
Let's go to Mark and then Jed.
Tom, Sahvir and Toumani were talking about, top 5 or 6 finish next year in the SEC. They were, obviously you guys are still hoping to play, but you want to just let them speak for that since you don't really want to.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I just never get to that. Right. I want this to finish the right way if we can. And then certainly we have to recruit and add what we need to add to this team. And then we start to build towards next year. But I'm not there yet. I'm sorry.
Hey, Coach,
I'll do a postseason thing at some point though, when it's postseason for us. And then I'll do something where I'll be in a better frame of reflection. But it's just not right now. So we'll have that come when the time is right.
Hey, Coach, when you look forward to potentially, playing in an NIT, if opportunity is granted, what can a team, I guess, gain from that experience, whether it's playing against another, quality team from another conference, getting those extra practices in and the lead up to that, sort of what can be the benefits of
learn to play in March. You learn to play in March and you learn the value of what March is all about. And the more that you can get that experience, the better you're going to be. No doubt about it. And the practices are important and things like that, but more importantly, it's the game experience and being able to achieve that. And I really hope that they do, because the last thing I want to do right now is not coach this team. 21 years as a head coach. And we certainly had some good young guys like Sahvir, Toumani, Ty Fagan, that really stepped up their games, have been in the program a year. But when you bring in Justin, Andrew, and PJ to this, and the maturity and the professionalism and the day in, day out work that they've shown, it makes a ton of sense. And I'm not ready to say goodbye to those three, especially with the fact that it's a free year for them if they want to come back. So we'll deal with all that. I told everybody after the game, biggest thing we can do is take a couple of deep breaths and let's just see what happens.
Let's go to Augusta and then Palmer.
Hey, Coach, kind of piggybacking off of that, what do you think that the fight y'all showed throughout this whole game, says about this team and their attitudes?
What do I think? What? I didn't hear your first part.
Sorry. Yeah, just the fight that they all showed throughout this entire game.
Right. Yes. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, you should have seen our walkthrough in the second floor of the Marriott, Vanderbilt University Marriott last night. I mean, we were wearing the carpet out. I mean, these guys, they were locked in. Now, Monday's practice left a lot to be desired because I think we were still reeling from a game that we really felt we should have won on Saturday if a couple things go better or go different for us in that game. And we were disappointed because we felt every step of the way we were going to win that game. We prepared all week to win that game, and we just fell a little short with it. So Monday's practice wasn't very good. But at the end of the day, Tuesday, Wednesday, our walkthrough today, all those things, when there's teams this time of year that have really no interest in playing, they're just going through the motions. It's passive aggressive. And that is not what this team is. So that's where the fight comes from. That's where the fight and the passion and those things come from, is they want to play and they enjoy being around each other. And I think that, and especially in a year that we've had like this with so many different things that we're going to feel the effects of for a long time in sports, and when you're building teams, says a lot about the way they've worked. So I'm very proud to have coached these guys and proud of their fight and proud of their efforts.
Thank you.
Yeah, Coach, going back to that last time out and PJ's attempt at the three-pointer, is that what you drew up, and was he the first option there?
There were two options. Yeah, there was a corner option with Justin, and there was a curl with Toumani to screen PJ's man. And we felt he had the look, but I don't think in his eyes, he felt he had a clean shot. So he took the dribble to get it. But we had two options. We had the corner and the loop cut across the top.
Coach, we have one final question from Davis Baker.
Yeah, Coach, were you frustrated by the lane violation, and what do you say to Justin after a mistake like that?
Well, I'd say I just they ran the lane violation to the letter of the law, and I just wish that every part of officiating in a game like that is then going to be run to the letter of the law. When it's play around the rim, body and cutters, body and drivers, all those types of things. I mean, Was he right on the call? Yeah, he says he was, and I'm sure he is. And because he broke the plane of it. Was it a mistake? Yes. Do I blame Justin? It happened. It happened, and you got to move on. And it is what it is. And the tough effect, it's a 2-point game, and we missed the next free throw, but it is what it is. We still have a chance to win the game at the end.
Coach Crean, thank you for your time.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.